Guest. Invite. Okay. Host. Should. Hello, 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 everyone. Okay. Oh, okay, he's on. Okay. Okay. So now. Okay. How? Oh, you're in the thing. Okay. So let me invite you. Invite sent. Okay. Then it should pop up on your thing. Okay. Okay. Did that work? Well, it said it sent. Only other thing I can think to do if the invite doesn't work is if you go live and I just hop on your live. I mean, that works too, either way. Because like I could be live and you can be live and we could go like battle, and then that way we both be on. Or I send an invite or you send an invite. That's the only other way that it works. Okay. Yeah, it won't let me resend. Okay, maybe now it will. Go live together. Yes. Yes, go live together. Invite. Yes! Okay. Hello? Okay, should... Hello?
I'm here. I know you can't see me, but it don't look like you can, but...
Well, okay, go live on your page, and then I'll invite you like a host.
How the hell do I do that, man? See, I told you I'm new to I don't know nothing about
You've
this.
never gone
Let me
live
see.
on your TikTok?
No, I ain't been live nowhere.
Dang.
I just
Well,
live.
there's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you do go live, that's the way we can do it this way. That or put your camera on. I don't know how to. But anyway, I mean, we can do it.
Oh, okay, so let me see. Save. Darn, that ain't right.
Hey, I
Wait,
just
that's
seen
right.
you.
That was right. Fuck. Yeah, that was right for a sec. Hold on, let me get that back. Save. I don't know how to do this
Yay!
shit. Is that me? I'm good?
Yep. Love it.
All right. Oh man, look, yeah, I ain't never did this. Like, I just I joined somebody's live or somebody's page or something like that when I was on Instagram one time, but I ain't never really just did that. Like, I think I tried to go live the other day, but I don't think I did anything. Like, it said it went like 28 minutes or something like that. But I was like, man, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Like, my eyes going bad, so I don't know if anybody even joined. So I just said what I had to say and got off. I don't see no record of it
I understand.
either. So I mean, don't they shouldn't they have a record of my live or something?
They do.
So yeah, I don't think I
They,
win.
oh my gosh. So I have so many questions, like for real, right? Like,
Go ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
So do you believe in like the Middle Earth, right? The Middle Earth, like Agartha theory, conspiracy.
I don't know what the name of it is that I I I know that there are subterranean creatures and people, people that live beneath the earth. Like there are worlds that are, like it's like an onion. The earth is like an onion. You peel back one layer, there's more and more. Like it's levels to this shit. So there's people who live beneath the earth, and I'm not talking about like the bunkers that the surface people hide in when disaster happens. I'm talking about like there are actual worlds, and there are places that you can get to them to. Just depends on like where those like intersecting ley lines and like I believe like all of those what do you call them? The them triangles around the world, right? Like it's not just the Bermuda Triangle. They have like the Dragon's Triangle and
What?
just a couple of other different named triangles, and they're all in specific points all around the world on the same longitude or latitude. Like, and they go, yeah, all the way around the world, like along one of the tropics or something like that. But it's on both hemispheres, one on the north and one on the south. So, and there's like I want to say 12 of these things. They circle the earth. Just and those are the triangular points, not just like the Bermuda. You can go over them, your whole system will go haywire. You mess around and get lost like that show, like this different worlds, portals to different worlds, and it goes with those with the energy pockets that are with the electromagnetic field that surrounds the earth. There are energy pockets and surges like all over in specific points, and also depends on it's just like the earth is alive kind of like a person. So um let's say a person gets a pimple, right? So an opening pops open on their face. What's the same thing with the earth? You could be walking along a trail one day, la 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 la, and then zoop gets the earth to eat you, and then you'll be in some other dimension somewhere. People will think you died in some tragic accident or something like that, but you're you know on living just beneath the surface. And
That's
I believe that the more outer, on the like we're on the surface, so we're the most dense. The more you go in is how you get lighter body because your light body is in the middle of this thing. It's in the center of the creation. Sort of like your pineal gland is in the middle of your head. So your light, the light, just like the light of your pineal gland, will be in the center of the earth, like in where life actually is. And this is a projection of our light body, where we're at, and they're all over in different surface areas. They got people call them hell mouths. And I heard this term on a show called Angel. But they have like places. Like Los Angeles is definitely one of them. I don't know where I could find it or nothing, but there are places where you can go and the energy is so thick, so dense that if you start going by, like, if you're not really, your intuition isn't really, acute enough, then it'll snatch your energy from you. You'll be laying there dead. Like, because that's them vampires or demons or subterranean creatures that are beneath the earth that are pulling on this energy, and it's more than likely that you've gotten near a pocket, like a sort of like we're a pocket, opening to a pocket dimension,
like
and
in
these
Italy.
folks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're all over the place too. There's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. Yeah, I believe that there's. I don't know about like I've heard the conclave. I've heard different names of this. I know that there are people who live beneath the earth though, but I don't know about. No, I have heard of Agartha theory. That goes. It was connected to the the Black Rock theory, the Mount Meru theory that I was following one time, where Mount Meru, or they call it Mount Rupus Negra. It means the Black Rock. Now the reason why you can pull your compass out and it points north every single time is because there's a mountain that sits in the middle of this plane of existence, and it's a magnet. It's completely made of magnet. Like it's magnetic. It's there's a difference between the North Pole or the geographic North Pole and the magnetic North Pole. The magnetic North Pole is a black hole. It is seriously a black rock, looks like a mountain. It's they say it's 33 miles high or something like that. But this is the reason why you can pull your compass out from the South Pole and it'll point north. So it doesn't matter where you at on the earth, it's going to point straight to this mountain. So when you get to this mountain, this is what they will never let anyone go there. Once you get close, they'll kill you. This is
Dang.
no bullshit. Go to Alaska, go into the Arctic, and once you start going towards this, it's a mountain. It's just like if you was to go to Antarctica. When you go to Antarctica, Antarctica's surface is 2 miles above sea level. It's you got to climb on top of Antarctica to get there. So this is the same thing. When you just like they don't let people go to Antarctica, they don't let people go to the middle of the Earth. There's 4 continents that sit in the middle of this thing. We're not. We're, this is like this. We're the third rendition or the third child of Mother Earth. The first one, the sun was Saturn and the moon was Jupiter. So when you hear about giants back in the day and they had all these giants, it's because they had a giant sun. Let's say you have fish in an aquarium, right?
Right.
If you have them in a little bitty bowl, they only grow so big. If you have more energy sources, just the same thing. If you have a super huge sun, people are gonna grow super freaking huge. They're gonna. So this is where you get all these giant bones and all of that. Now there was a pole shift. When a pole shift happens, that's the Earth giving birth to itself. It's giving birth to another world. The second world, and you've heard about the first world was the Hyperborean, right? Then the second one, I don't know if you've heard of Lemuria and all of that. Their sun and moon was Mars and Venus.
Wow.
Then we were birthed. We are the world of Atlantis. We are Atlantis. This is the reason why you can look anywhere around the world in any ocean and you'll find remnants of Atlantis because the world's name isn't Earth, it's Atlantis. So we were the world of Atlantis, and the sun and the moon in this world is named Apollo and Artemis, respectively, sun and moon.
Wow.
So right now, we're going through a pole shift right now. So what's going to happen is we're going to be pushed outward, kind of like a ripple effect, a drop in the water, right? Think about a drop in the water, a ripple effect. What happens is all the ripples expand out from the center point, right? So think of the rock dropping the opposite way, like a tree growing. Well, or an island popping up from the water. This is what's happening that's what's going to happen with the world. A world is going to pop up from the center at the North Pole, and we are spreading outward. If you've ever heard of the Pangea theory, right, where all of the worlds were just one big continent And then this is what happens. The earth gave birth, we spread out. Then we spread out some more. So there's a world that's in this. If you go north towards the North Pole, there's another world there. Time is different. They have a singular androgynous sun moon. That's Mercury. You see, they show you this stuff in the sky, but it's not in the sky. It's all one enclosed system that we live in.
I agree.
And when you go towards another ring, like, so we're inside of one ring of the system. And if you go towards Antarctica, you'll get inside of another ring of the system, which would be where the Lemurians. The sun and moon will be Mars and Venus. It's the ecosystem, everything's different there. And it's the same if you go towards the Arctic. If you go towards what they call what do they call that? It's where you get the whole idea of Agartha from.
Right.
Do they call it that?
Right.
Well, one of them, I think one of the worlds there, because there's 4 continents there. One of them, the pygmies are from. The other one, you get like, darn, I wish I could pull this type of stuff up, because it's dope. It's dope. I got this one video. It's super dope, but it shows you basically my idea, anyway, of the world. If you look up on YouTube, it's called Universal Disclosure, the Norb theory. And that right there is probably the closest rendition of how our ecosystem works. And that's why they call it an ecosystem, because an ecosystem, kind of like when you drop a rock in the water and you get like the echoes from the rings of it that come out that spread outwards. So it's the same thing. The worlds, or the energy that comes from the middle, the black sun, or the black hole that sits in the middle, that as above, so below thing.
Right.
You get close to that, you're likely, it's likely that it's going to take you to another dimension or another world. Real talk. And it's the reason why they're not letting anyone near it. They've reproduced this same natural technology. They've made it synthetic with CERN.
Yeah.
So you know how CERN is opening up portals and gateways and all kind of shit everywhere. They got that technology by studying the black hole that sits in the middle of this planet. Now they tell you that black holes are out in space and they're all far and all that. You can't believe shit NASA tell you. Like, you just can't. The only space that NASA is really trying to explore is in your head. Oh. Yeah, no, it's in your head. That's the ocean they're trying to explore, is your mind. They want to colonize and capture your mind. That's it. That's the only place. They are mind traveling. Mind traveling. That's how they're doing all of this. When they get into when we get to talking about like changing worlds or changing timelines and stuff like that, it's because they're linking on to a different. Have you ever heard of the 100 monkey theory? The 100 monkey theory says that if you can get 100 monkeys out in the jungle to repeat the same action, that action will then be universal throughout all the monkeys around the world. So if you can get them to pick up a new ability, like, I don't know, whistling or something like that, and then 100 monkeys repeat whistling, monkeys all around the world start whistling just like that. So it's the same kind of theory with that. They get minds. All these people that you hear about being kidnapped and never heard from before. I'm finna go off the deep end now, so I hope you're ready.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
Okay, half of the people, or most of the people that come up missing, we all think of them as being like sex slaves and all of this nonsense. but it's way more sinister than that.
I agree. Yeah,
Way
they're
more
chilling in
sinister than that.
their blood.
How about you know about the AI super synthetic intelligence or whatever, right? What if it isn't artificial intelligence at all? What if they're stealing all these humans and connecting them and making them into a human hive mind? And this is where you get your supercomputer from.
That's true. I believe that. Yeah.
This is the AI hive mind machine. So when you get 100 of these minds to all connect and all put out the same kind of propaganda or the same fear-based energy or whatever, then it ripples throughout the world. You know what I'm saying? Like real quick. And this is how they're controlling the psyches of everyone. So we're in like a big lab project right now. Like they're seeing how far they can test us. That like, how far can you push your enemy before they just turn around and, buck, and that's what they're doing now. Now they just really turning it up, is what I think. Like they're pitting everybody against each other. They're doing stuff and they're putting it right in your face. Like, all this pedophilia stuff with Balenciaga and all of this stuff. Like they're throwing it right in your face and hoping that people actually revolt and buck because they want to test this new technology they have. This technology that they got right now is insane. They could, and I mean remotely, wipe your mind, wipe my mind, and make us into some Freaky Friday shit right now. You be looking at you, and this is some real technology. People be thinking that it's crazy, but scientists have been working on this shit 50 years before you even think about it. Before you see it on TV, they've been working on it and perfected it. Like 30 years before that. And we get movies and entertainment and stuff like that. They sell it to us once they perfected it in order to fund the next step of the project. This is what NASA was all about. You can get billions and billions and billions of dollars from people, hoping that because people want to leave the planet and search, explore other worlds and all of this. So people are paying all this money to NASA to do that. Meanwhile, NASA isn't exploring other worlds at all. They're exploring the mind. And I can prove this like this. When I was 5 years old, they said that they had explored 5% of the ocean. 5. I'm 46 years old now, and they say that they have explored a little more than 5% of the ocean. One, on this planet, 70% of it is ocean. So why aren't we exploring that instead of trying to leave this place? Because we don't even know about this thing. If 95% of the ocean hasn't been explored, then half of our problems probably could be fixed if we explore this. But they got everybody's mind looking elsewhere. Meanwhile, they're trashing the earth. And so the plan is, I don't know what the ultimate goal is. I mean, I know they want to be immortal. And I got a lot of little theories
right now. They're using those robots.
Oh yeah, no.
Already doing it.
Yeah, no, they're immortal. I meant to say they want to sell us immortality. This is in order to trap more people, though.
Right.
But there's a small group, probably like about 1,000 people, 500 to 1,000 people on this earth that have been around more than 2,000, 3,000 years. They've been walking the earth and they've been doing it by uploading their consciousness on a computer chip. And then once they burn out a body, they'll just upload it into another body. And they've been doing this. There's a couple of these people who are so strong that they're not even individuals. They're called individuals at this point. And a individual is, well, the opposite of an individual. You and I are individuals. Sit one person inside of one avatar.
So are
A
you saying like
divisual
from
is
the
a divided person.
100s, right? The what was
From
it
the
called?
100
Right? The those
on the
those
100,
people when they visited that new planet, the people with like, and they were uploading their consciousness and stuff like that. Is that what you like?
yeah, them, like
Okay.
just like them folks. I
Yep.
forgot what they was called too, but yeah, that's one of my favorite shows.
Me too.
So I promote that a lot. Yeah, I kind of got that idea from that. That's when I figured out they've been doing this shit over and over and over and over again. Because I remembered on that movie, I've only seen one scene of Resident Evil, and it's the one that I be posting all the time. And it's about that man saying, what if we started a reset ourselves and we control the narrative? We hide on the ground and let everything, burn up and let these people kill each other. And then we emerge, save the rest of humanity. And then, we can control the masses like that. I mean, I was
That's
like, what the
smart.
fuck? That's the Bible.
Right. Right.
So that's what I'm thinking is happening. They've been doing it. This is the sixth reset. This is why they call us carbon six. So like the next rendition of it will be carbon seven. And they do this every 360 years, they have a reset. And then every 2,000 years, they have a hard reset. A hard reset is when the clock, it's like a clock. Think of a clock. The second hand, the minute hand, and the hour hand all line up at 12 o'clock. It's a new day, right? So what this is why they keep blanking out the skies too, because you notice in the sky all of the planets are lining up. They would all line up. And I'm talking about from Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Artemis, uh, Jupiter, all of them would all be lined up at once. And it would look like a Christmas tree, and the sky would look like a Christmas tree from Polaris, meaning the North Star, and then going down to um, Mars. I mean, not Mars. Whatever two are in the middle, then R2, then Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn. And those are your seven wandering stars, or your Jewish menorah, or your seven chakras, or your 7 days of the week, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is where you get that whole lineup from. But once everything becomes even again, or lines up in the sky, that's when like the clock strikes 12 and we're in a new day. So we're on the cusp of going into the age of Aquarius. We're changing earth energy. So basically, the earth is right now, what's happening is she's shedding Pisces skin.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a snake shedding its skin, growing. So we're growing out of Pisces skin, and we're you know, coming into our technological selves, our Aquarius selves. So Aquarius is the water bearer, pours new thought into the ether, right? So air, the water is a sign of, or is another form of air, and air is a sign of intelligence. So what they're doing is harnessing intelligence during this era. So what we got to do is we have to open our minds to actually be able to become more intelligent without artificial help, right? And this is the reason why, because the artificial help, what's going to happen is the Bible and all of the religions, they're talking about saving people. They always have. But they're not saving people to anything but a computer hard drive. I know this sounds crazy, but people, just like it's the metaverse, it's Neuralink,
Right.
So what's happening with Metaverse and Neuralink, people are going to sign up. They're going to sign over because they're going to want to be, you have to live in the metaverse. And so you have to be linked neurally. So your brain will be in there. That's when they're going to get all the brain scans of you. Then they're going to get that's how they capture your consciousness, your third eye light. That's also the zombie apocalypse, because once your light is gone, once the captain leaves the ship, which is the avatar, then you will be zombies, and they'll use that light energy, that Big Bang life energy, as weapons, to harness the power for them to either become immortal, or to help them further their immortality and enslave people. All of this shit, they tell us about it.
Yeah.
There was this one show called Nikola Tesla and the End of the World. And they was talking about, in order for us to thrive as people, we have to build a slave society. The only societies that work are slave societies. This is just,
I gotta understand it to a degree, but
yeah. Like, no, I'm not saying, like, I don't, whether I agree or disagree. I'm telling y'all the information. I tell people the information. I get them ready. Because the best thing to do is to make an informed decision. You don't want to be informed. And that's a lot of religious people right now. They're uninformed, truly. They think that somebody is coming to save them, when actually somebody is coming to be saved by them. That they want the people of the Bible, whom people assume are gods, are regular people who've used technology to assume the role of a god. This technology that we're talking about right now has always been around. You want to know how I know? Look on the pyramids. They show it to you. It's been around for eons and eons and eons. Now, back in the day, when these folks first came from beneath the world, and came to the surface or whatever, they regular, like, we didn't know nothing about, like, shit. We see somebody jump into an airplane and shooting guns and lasers, and like, damn, that's some godlike shit. Like, I ain't never seen that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody come down right now, or just come out of nowhere, starts levitating, and just pull a tree out of the goddamn ground and throw it across the state, we gonna be like, that's a fucking god right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing. People came and they showed us some technology that we couldn't explain at the time. So we was like, them some fucking god. Don't fuck with them. I don't even know how they killed 1,000 people over there, but I don't want to be a part of that 1,000. So I'm going to just give them they do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people did. You know what I'm saying? Now we're not ignorant. Now we know. Our brains ain't small no more than grew, so we know that this is technology. You know what I'm saying? If we read the Bible and stop thinking of these folks as ancient, start thinking, like, if you read the Bible and think these people are Sister Mary Jo from down the street, that's Ray J from over the way, and Calvin from down the block. If you think of it like that, and think of all the toys that we got right now, the Bible reads just like Star Trek or Star Wars or some sci-fi fantasy. This is just real. It is the hero story. And that's the story of our world. Our world is the hero story. It's every character, I'm gonna name a bunch of characters, and they're all the same character. Jesus, Poseidon, Hercules, Krishna, Muhammad. All of these folks are the same folks. It's the same person over and over and over again. Different people from around the world are telling stories of morality, and they use names that fit the people that were around them. It's the same person, though, time and time and time again. Santa Claus, Satan, God, all the same. Back in the day, before the Christian church, before Catholicism hit the scene. It was paganism. It was the same idea though, except for the center of it was Satan or the devil, or his name was Lucifer Morning Star, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what Jesus' name is too?
Right.
Morning Star. He's the morning star as well. So if they're not the same person, they're two sides of the same coin, like brothers or something like that. I tell people all the time that you got to think of the Trinity as God is the Father and his two sons make up the Holy Trinity. You got light and dark, or you got the man and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is Satan. That's the one that gets in your mind, the one you can't never see, but you always blaming shit on. Man, the devil made him do it. Man, the devil made me do it. Oh, that ain't nothing but Satan. This, that, and the third. He's the person that you're able to throw away your guilt and shit on. You can throw your guilt and all that. It's the scapegoat. People always say that Christianity has one God, but it doesn't. It has three. It's a trinity. It's a holy trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You cannot escape them. So you think of here's the metaphor. The metaphor lies within you. You are the head, you. And then you have an angel on this shoulder and a devil on this shoulder. That's the trinity. You make the decision. You got this one and this one, right and left brain fighting, or head and your heart fighting one another, but you have to make that final decision. That's all it is to it. It's all a metaphor, but people personalize it, right? So that's the real spiritual food of the Bible. The rest of it, though, is allegoric renderings of people trying to subvert your consciousness. And
Do
this
you
is
know
why
about
it's
the
always
devil's
been
Bible?
that way. It's called the Holy Bible. It's the same one you read. It's the same one Satanists read.
Changed from that, yeah. No, I meant like the one that's in the Vatican.
Yeah, no. That's like the Holy Bible, like the same one. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they use like a very different, like, the first one or the original one. Them is certified Satanists though. Like the Bible,
Facts.
like the Catholic Church, they are Satanists. It's two ways to There's two ways to honor Christianity. It's just like you and me. We both have light and darkness in us. That's what makes you holy. Holy means that you are whole. You are not fractured. You like, to be holy is to be perfect. So when they said that Jesus was perfect, that means that he was light and dark. He was yin and yang. He encompassed all of him. You see what I'm saying? And so to accept sin as anything is to allow yourself to be imperfect. Like, to think that you're a sinner or anything like that, that already equates to your imperfection. You weren't born in sin, you were born in skin. Like, and this is the trap. This is where we're at, is a hellscape.
Like purgatory?
It's No, it's hell. It's
It
hell.
can't be hell
Hell
because
is
if the rapture comes
it's hell.
and it
Okay, let me
opens
explain
up,
it to you.
right? It has to be the
Okay,
medium.
well, let's just do a little etymology. Like, and I'm talking about like street etymology, not the shit that they tell you. Hell. The reason why this is hell is because this is the holding place. Your spirit is being held inside of this body. This is an energy siphoning system right here, the Saturn moon matrix. You are in hell. You are going, this is a hall also. This because you're on a journey. You see what I'm saying? So whenever your spirit is trapped, you're just because you're not trapped in a cell, don't mean you're not in a prison. You're in skin. You've been that's the whole lie they tell you. They say that you're born in sin, but no, you were born in skin. This skin is trapping you in here. The more light you have is the reason why, like when your light shines, it shines from the inside. And this is the reason why, like the whole light body and all of this shit. That's why people like black people call themselves light bodies, because the light that comes from within radiates out, and that's why you get the skin getting the looking like this. You get the glowing and shit from the inside. When your light burns, or when your light gets too hot, too bright, it burns through this skin, and you break out of the skin and you go back home. Freedom. This is hell. This is a holding place. It's like if you think about like the Egyptians and netta and or a nut. Nut is the net. It's like catching, like that's why they called Jesus the fisher of men, because he cast a wide net and was snatching souls into this world right here. This is hell. This is hell. It's no. Here's another piece of proof. I did a video on this too. The first line in the Bible states, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. If you can tell me where he created hell at, I'll concede. But he didn't. When the angels that left heaven came down here and got trapped, when they couldn't go back to heaven, they named this place hell. It was hell because they were being held here. They couldn't go back to heaven. You see what I'm saying?
No, I
This
understand
is
what you're
hell.
saying. I really do. And I agree to a degree.
I don't know. This is for like anybody. I'm very, what is that called? Repetitious and very, what I'm saying? Like I make people, I'm gonna put it in there to make sure that everybody could understand it. Not just, you, I'm pretty sure I can see that you can understand it. But like the people who are watching, what I'm saying? I'm thorough with my explanations. But yeah, this is hell right here. And it's always been so. Like we ain't got no place to go but up from here. Like once you die, you're free from this, unless you trap yourself in some
Reincarnation.
in a stronger prison. And that's this whole matrix that they're building right now. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why they're in a rush to do it. They're reverse engineering the whole cycle of nature. You know what I'm saying? When you leave here, when you die, when people die, at least back in the day, when they left here, you went to another world. You went to another, more than likely another version of yourself. It's different versions of you. So you're born in each and every version of you until you perfect each and every, or until you've at least experienced every version of yourself. Or some people say that once you die, you live somebody else's life. Like you just like Barack Obama or some shit. Your next life could be Barack Obama, and then the life after that could be whatever. But that's what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to be like a spiritual school. In order for you to become a god, you
I
have to
think
be
they
able
want
to
us to
understand
believe that
everybody.
though. I feel like that's bullshit a little bit, right?
I
Because
think
like
so too. I think that's
if
the
you go
part what
with
they want to
God,
believe.
yeah, you don't need to come back to earth and relearn if you're with God who you know what I mean? But like if that's what they want you to think, they want you to think that oh you come back
And so
and you
that's a part
relive.
of
Yeah. That's part of
and that's a
hell,
part of
even
that
being
moon matrix
trapped.
that I've been telling about.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
because
agree. Yeah.
and so like that's why I be saying like us being afraid to die, like they bank on that. That's the reason why, like, our TV, like the shit you watch on TV and everything that everything, all entertainment, all facets of media, everything that they put out there is to induce fear of the mind, and it's to keep you
Hmm.
it's to keep you scared of death. So when they present this technology that lets you cheat death, then people are gonna run to it. They're gonna, and not only that, but they're gonna fight the ones that are against it to have it. And that's gonna be the divide, the really great divide of the nation, of the world, really. Because the world is gonna want to
Really.
grow, and they're gonna think of people like me as keeping it from growing. See
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so that's gonna be that great divide right there. And then that's how the world is gonna give birth to the new age of technology. But this is like the time before the water breaks right now. Like once the water breaks and you're in labor, then we're gonna be in labor pain. That's when all that shit, all the disaster scenarios that we've been hearing about, that's when all of that's gonna come to a head. Like, and all of it, like me especially, and a lot of other people that I know, we've been prepping for
Yeah.
this shit. Know it's gonna happen because they've been telling us over and over for years and years. Since I was like 10, I've
Mm-hmm.
been watching movie after movie after TV show that don't tell you nothing but about how they're gonna try to, eliminate us or at least take control of the earth again. So I'm ready, me. You know, I want the whole hammer to drop and all that. I want to see which one of these psyops they're gonna push out first. I'm thinking it's gonna be aliens. They got the equipment to do it.
Project Bluebeam.
I've never believed in, yeah, yeah, and I've never believed in spacecrafts before. Like I lived in Hawaii when I was like between 15 and 18, and I like there's 1,000 military bases over there. Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 10 or 12 of them at least. And everybody thought they seen a UFO one night. And I'm living on a base called AMR at the time, and it was right next to Fort Shafter.
Hey, yeah, near
Yeah,
that.
which was a Air Force base. And this thing, like, it's like some saucer like disc things are like flying in formation and all that. Hawaii's right out there in the ocean. That's where they would test, like militaries would test their aircrafts and shit. I ain't never believed in no goddamn UFOs because militaries got secret bases and secret shit that they work on.
Right.
Just because it's unidentified to me, don't mean that nigga down the street in the army suit can't identify it. That's
Right.
what I know. So he can be identified by somebody. And so I ain't never believed in that. Like, so when you ask me about do I think that there's people that's beneath the earth? Yes, that's where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where the whole aliens and all of that shit, they all come from here. This is the center of the earth or the center of the galaxy. They've been trying to make us believe that aliens come from somewhere else. So they got us looking way out. Meanwhile, it's misdirection. These motherfuckers are right here. You want to know how they're going to fool us, though? Look, the whole extreme makeover thing and what they're doing with the whole transgender thing. Oh, it's genius. That was genius. See, I got to give diabolical geniuses their props when they do some shit that's genius. And this is genius. In a minute, in 5 years, everybody gonna be looking like an alien. Everyone. If you don't, your ass probably you gonna be in the metaverse, or like you gonna be trapped somewhere in somebody's insane asylum or something, because that's how it is. You're gonna you gonna give up or give in. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's happening, and it's happening soon. It's happening really, really soon. Oh yeah, they on their way. Um, you see, like how they busted out with that chemical, like they them train derailments and all of that stuff that's happening. Like these are just chemicals that they're putting in the air in order to activate some of these people that got that jab. You got that jab, you got some heavy metals in you and some luciferase. Is that what the name? Yeah, you luciferase shit in you and some more shit in you that will more than likely. And if you're like, and it's not for everybody. Everybody didn't get the jab. They got placebo. Some people got the placebo. And then there's other people who are just completely immune to it. I want to say if you are O negative blood, pretty much any negative blood, you're not gonna it's not gonna affect you.
Well, thank God.
That jab is not gonna affect anybody that has negative blood. I believe this is just the science that I've tapped into. So, but you can always like you can tell like with the people who will be affected. A lot of them got AIDS now, like from the jab. They have what they called what is it called? Corona AIDS?
What?
Something. It's a new. Oh no, it's AIDS. Yeah, the 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 jab. The jab is immunocompromising. AIDS is an acquired immune deficiency. So if it puts a deficit in your immune system, then and it can't jump back. That's the reason why they need the boosters. This is a form of AIDS. They're calling it VAIDS. That's what they're calling it. Vaccine-induced AIDS. VAIDS. Look it up if you want to. Yeah. Yeah. It's called vaccine-induced AIDS. And so this is the reason why, like, you can probably look on any streaming service, like they got commercials for this shit. Hey, yeah, you can live with AIDS and it's nothing. And have you seen the ones where, oh yeah, I got herpes and it's all good. I can, you don't have so many flare-ups no more. Oh, it's like they're making it normal to have herpes. They're making it normal to have AIDS. They're normalizing it.
Nope.
This yeah, people trip out when I tell them that because see, like people like you and me, we don't really kind of pay attention. Like there's certain things that we filter out of our. We've gotten to a point where like we know we gotta filter certain things out. So I know that it's like some of us haven't seen this shit. Me, this is my job though. Right. This like, and then I was always into science and science fiction. I've never taken a vaccine, had a shot ever in my no, I take that back. When I was young and we had to move to Germany, before we moved to Germany, I got a polio vaccine and I got a mumps, measles vaccine. It was for the mumps and the measles. Before that was like when I was like 10. I ain't had a vaccine or any of that shit after that. And that's because I learned about the immune system way back then. You want to learn about the immune system? Anybody out there listening, check this out. Watch the movie Osmosis Jones. It'll tell you everything you need to know about it. It's Chris Rock and Bill Murray in this movie. It's half animated, half real life like type of stuff. But it's about when a flu bug gets into your body, what it does to your body and how your body fights it off. I've seen this shit when I was like so young, and they showed it to us in our science class. And this is the reason why I refuse doctors, because the shit they taught me in high school and junior high school does not match with the shit that these doctors are saying. You know how many doctors I've gotten into arguments with, and they'll tell me, well, you can't trust what's on Google. I say, well, you know that you put this article on Google. There's like 3 doctors I've done that to. And I was like, but this is your article on Google. They'd be like, how you gonna say some shit and then not even remember it for one? But like now that I face you with the same shit that you're going to get. See, and that's how you know that these doctors are bought and paid for. Because now he wrote an article that said one thing, but now he's trying to sell me this treatment for some other shit. You know, and this is going completely against what he wrote years before.
Mm-hmm.
No. So like, I'm just weary about like if you are an organized industry, I don't trust you. You didn't get organized like that out of nowhere,
Right.
and you didn't do it for the good of nobody but you. Especially when you got all this security and all of this shit. There's no transparency. I don't trust no conglomerate like entity, none, whether it be the government. The truth is, I don't even trust my parents because they plot. Like they plot too. And I'm not saying they plot against me, but if you're holding a secret, like if I catch you in some, like I'm talking about like as I was growing up, like I catch some shit. And now the same shit you've been telling me, you should never lie, you should that and this and that, and trying to teach me my moral compass. But then now you're faced with it, you fell short. And so
Right.
now, how can I trust you? You see what I'm saying? And that's my life growing up. Like you cannot lie to me. You lie to me once, you're done. I don't believe shit you say ever. Or I'm gonna question everything
Yes.
about you.
Me too.
Everything. Every single fucking thing that comes out of your mouth, I'm gonna question. And you can get mad about it or not. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? One thing I'm gonna be is well informed.
Amen.
Even if like, you know, and I don't mind even I tell people all the time, it's not bad to be a follower. Just be an informed follower. Don't follow nobody blindly. Some people have great fucking plans. I am smart enough to assess a great plan. And if you got one, shit, let's do that shit. Let's do that. But I'm not finna follow nobody blindly. You ain't finna just manipulate me into doing some shit just because you know, and it won't happen because I'm not smart enough or up on it enough to peep game. And that's the type of shit that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. And this is what I'm trying to get people to start recognizing. So I jump on all kind of subjects. It's like on my page, you'll see that I jump on every subject, anything where I see people flocking to. Like I live in the South. I'm born and bred in the South. So this is the Bible Belt. So most of my people are trapped in religion. Like they're trapped waiting to be saved by a motherfucker who ain't gonna save them. Then if they're gonna be saved in a computer file. And so I'm trying to inform them of that. That's my biggest thing. Also, we're in
come against
like
that
time.
though.
Huh?
We could win.
Say it again.
We could come against that. We could get people woke and freaking crash their shit and rebuild it. Like, we could.
Well, yeah, I do that. I be doing that, one or two people at a time and all that.
That's why
I try to do it with logic though. And a lot of times, huh?
That's why I wanted to link with you. I was
Say
like,
it again. Okay. Yeah, my mind is just it's always it's there. Like right now I'm at work, I forgot about this thing.
Sorry.
And so like them folks they call me to for a temp job. And if shit bad right now, so every little piece of change I can get. So I was like, oh hell yeah, man, shoot it. I'm glad that it's a parking job though, so it's nothing. I'm just sitting in my car right now. This Sunday ain't nothing happening around here. Like I could tell you some really crazy shit about why ain't nothing happening in the world, and it only just sparks off every now and again because they got everybody controlled by the wall. You remember Donald Trump's wall?
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you that wall was never meant to be a physical wall that you'd have to climb? What if I told you that wall was 5G towers that sit all over the place? What if it's a technological wireless wall that's keeping people controlled through 5G?
I think that's wild. He was saying that
When shit start happening,
India dropped a big dome over them, and he wants to drop one over us.
who?
Trump.
Wait, who wants to do that?
Yeah, Trump. When he re-elects, that's
Cause
what he wants to do.
you sure know something. You want to drop that dome over us, though, it's probably to block them the goddamn signals that they got out everywhere. I'm telling you, it's wild right now. Like, I'm not lying about that wall. That's the wall they were building. They said that Mexico was going to build it. He said that because the world was going to build it. Everybody around the world built them goddamn walls and shit. And he also said it because America wasn't going to build it. Who they got to build it was Klaus Schwab. You know who that is?
No.
Klaus Schwab is the owner of the world. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not.
No.
He owns the world. Klaus Schwab, he's a Swissman. He's like a German cat. He's German or something like that, but he lives in Geneva, Switzerland. He runs organizations such as the WHO, the World Health Organization. He runs the World Economic Forum. He runs CERN. He runs the World Trade Association. He runs, and they're all headquartered in his little city in Geneva, Switzerland. He runs all that, and I'm not even bullshitting. He got every single world politician damn near, especially the ones that you see, the ones that we see on our TV, every politician in his pocket, they all have come to him and kissed the ring. All of them. He's a bald-headed dude. He looks just like an alien warlord. I swear to God. He's like a mix between like that dude that Austin Powers played and Voldemort on Harry Potter. That's what he reminds me of. But Klaus Schwab, he says that by 2030 you will own nothing and you will love it. Yeah. You will own nothing and you will love it. You're going to give up all your property and your possessions to the state by 2030.
I'll probably not. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. They're going to make it so easy for you to do it, too. You see, because you're not going to have a job or anything to live for otherwise. They're going to take your job. They're training. A lot of people right now are training their AI replacements. A lot of people don't even know that they're training AI, but they're training their replacements right now. People will be all people that ain't executives or something like that will be on UBI, Universal Basic Income. And once you accept Universal Basic Income, bam, you give up everything to get it. You give up everything for a monthly stipend. It's real. So that's what's happening right now. He ain't bullshitting. This dude, the 2045 initiative, they got bodies. They got more durable robotic bodies for people to upload into. It's called the Avatar program. Right now we're in phase 1 where they are getting robots. And so you've seen them, like, where they got the robots talking and all of that stuff. For phase 2, they will upload human conscious. They've already done this, but they're going to start doing it in a commercial sense. So phase 2 is when they start uploading people into the giant computer, into the big server.
Soul extracting.
That's what they mean in the Bible, by the way. When they talk about my Father's house has many mansions, That's what they're talking about in the Bible. Have you ever seen a computer motherboard or a motherboard of the motherboard chip? You know, the little green thing with the
Yes.
little. So, um, that's what they're talking about. My father's house has many mansions. If you look at a motherboard of a computer chip, it looks just like a big city or something. If you're like a miniature city,
Yeah.
they're gonna upload people into um, a computer,
Like a
and that's
metaverse.
gonna be your holding place.
Oh my god.
Yes, like a metaverse. Watch this show called Upload. If you ever watch this, they show you the process. They show it to you, like
On
right in.
Netflix?
They zap your head off. No, it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
But they zap your head off, and like with the laser beam, when the laser zaps your head, it captures your third eye, your pineal gland, that light that's in your pineal gland, and it uploads all that information up into the computer screen, and then they'll it's just like a video game where you get to select or you get to create your avatar. Then like you can either create your own avatar, or it'll be like on the Matrix, where you remember when Neo was talking to Morpheus and he was like, why do I look like this? And he was like, this is what they call your residual image. It's your best look, or what. That's what'll happen. You'll look like that, but inside of a computer. Sometimes I think we're in that bitch right now.
Right, I thought
Like we,
that. I thought that. Yeah.
I think we be. Sometimes I be thinking we in that hole right now. Like some of these glitches I be seeing. Like I seen a plane. Like at first I thought this was some bullshit. I used to see it on. Like I've seen videos of it all the time where a plane just stuck in the sky. I was like, these fuckers is bullshit. I seen that the other day. I seen it. I was like, fuck that. I stopped my car because I couldn't know if the motion that I was driving, right? So I couldn't know whether or not since I'm moving, whether that plane was moving or not, right? So I had to stop, get out. I just got on top of my car and I'm looking, that motherfucker did not move. I had left my phone at work. I was like, damn, I need to go get that hoe. I seen the glitch. A plane was just in the sky, just sitting there. It wasn't moving. It was not moving. About 3 weeks ago, no. It was the day after Valentine's Day. The day after Valentine's Day, I seen some birds sing just like the plane. It's like 7 birds in the sky, like over in the corner over there from my job. They not moving. They in the sky. They ain't on no wire. They ain't nowhere. They just in the like frozen.
No.
No bullshit. I'm seeing glitches. I'm seeing glitches in people. Like people like doing this, like like, what are you doing? Like, what is that? What is she doing? I go over and ask her. She just kept doing it. She didn't answer. She just kept doing the shit. So I be seeing shit like that. Like, and so I know that this is a computer program that needs to be updated or upgraded. And so it's coming apart. And so once we do the upgrade, then the old system, and that's why they tell people like you gotta get to your higher consciousness, because like once the upgrade happens or the reboot happens, the only thing that moves to the next program will be functional, like functional programs that still run. If you can't keep up with the new speed of the new program, then you'll be left behind or whatever. So that's why I be seeing this shit happen all the time. Like, so I be wondering, like, maybe we're in this now, or maybe that's just how the world actually work, like the natural world even.
Yeah.
It works like at the end of it. That's why they have what you call a flood. This could mean just like a computer program when you get ready to let's say you reset your phone or whatever, you give it a hard reset. What happens is a flood of information gets wiped out. So this is just like a flood or the great flood that wipes people out. You see what I'm saying? So you get a flood just like radio wave, like when they brought on cellular waves, when cellular phones came on the scene, just like radio waves and all of that, like those, I think that's the metaphor for the floods, for the tech floods, though. And so, when they had the Spanish flu, what hit? Radio waves. Radio came into play. They started bringing up radio towers every freaking where and TV towers and shit, and people started dying, and that's when the flu first hit the scene. Influenza, because you was influenced or inflooded with radio waves. Second time it happened, cell phones came into play, so cellular waves hit. This last time when COVID hit, 5G cellular waves. It was a flood, and this is the reason why people were dying, and they were calling it cancerous because it was a viral infection. Just like you can go viral on this on this TikTok or whatever, it's the same thing. So like, I be thinking all kind of shit. I got a million little theories, and that's all I do is think about shit like that. Like, and then I use what I like to call string theory to like kind of string everything together.
Right.
Like everything that you would say, everything that I've ever heard. And that's how I'm able to like kind of pull people in to, see reason. So yeah, that's pretty much, I believe not many things. The things that I'll tell you that I believe are theories of mine, haven't quite worked out. Either I know it or I don't, though. That's how I get down. Either I know some shit or I just simply do not know it. I can't go on a belief, because if I believe, what if the fucker is lying to me? You see what I'm saying? And that's what they say about belief, is to be lied to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not willing to believe it. Like if you tell me something, it's not that I either believe it. I trust that you know what you're talking about, or I trust in my relationship or my what I have in you, or I just ain't going. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you break that trust, then like you get no more extensions and shit. Like, so that's how I pretty much roll, because I've been burnt too many times. Now I don't mind like a stranger. That be the people that get the most love from me, because they're blank slates. People that come like that have been around, like I'm always assessing them, because I always know that when they come around me, it's something they want. They want something, like and or they need something, and they like a lot of people. I done found my sister told me that people know how you are. You're gonna be quick to ask them how you can help and all that shit. So they like to get around me and play pity parties. I ain't never noticed this until she told me this shit. I'm like, yeah, I wish I can. Oh, I need to do this. I want to do that. Da da da. And then, of course, I want to help everybody get to where So I'm like, oh well, shit. Why don't we, da, 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 da. And then next thing you know, I'm, God, no, I be finding out people. I want shit for people, and they only want it passingly. They don't, they ain't serious about this shit. They've a fleeting thought hit their mind, and I'm trying to help them with some shit that, what I'm saying, more than likely they done heard somebody else say and shit like that. That's why I don't really trust people who read books also. Like, they'll read a book and then they'll be like, well, this person right here says that this da 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 and da, blah, 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 that XYZ. And I'm like, well, damn, what you are you gonna think about it? Like, they thought about it, they wrote about it. When
Right.
you gonna do that? Like, you know, it's not for you to like copy and paste and then repeat. Like, it's just some shit that to cut the lights on in your head and shit. Like that's how you cut the lights on and you can start to recognize the shit, the clutter that's in the darkness of your mind. That's what books do. It's not end all be all. You know what I'm saying? Like all you're mostly getting is an interpretation of a person's renderings of the mind and shit. Like, and so all you can really do is to take that thought and try to expand upon it. Like, and if you're not doing that, then you're doing a disservice to the book, to the thought, period. Like, and that's what we have to do is expand these thoughts. Like they're not end all be, and that's not even the Bible. The Bible's not that. It's not the word of God for one, but it's not the end all be all. Like that shit has so many morally questionable shit in there. It's crazy. I don't like some of these things. I don't even. If it comes to belief, then I know some things I don't believe in, and that's like this whole good and bad and shit like that. Like I don't believe a person is good or bad. A person is just a person, right? So like I'm like somebody told me a long time ago that the road to hell was paved with good intentions. So when you're trying to be good, people that try to be good never end up accomplishing that goal. It's either you're gonna do what's right or you're not. No one, you ask anybody, like if you see somebody help an old lady cross the street, if you ask that person, well, why did you do that? They're not gonna say because I was trying to do something good. First thing they're gonna say is it was the right thing to do. So I acknowledge right and wrong, but that whole good and bad, and I don't acknowledge that. You do things because they're right, and it's not a general thing, it's a personal thing. See what I'm saying? So what's right for me may not be right for you. You know, I like to use the analogy of if a person was to meet, let's say me, and they found out that I killed someone. They would have, well, he's a killer, he's bad, he's, oh my God, they come up with a million things about me. But then if they dug deeper into this person, they would say, oh damn, well somebody broke into his mama's house. They was trying to rape his sister and his mama, and someone ended up dead, and it wasn't him. was that was Is he still a killer? Is he still that bad, vicious monster that you know what I'm saying? If he did that same act in protection of a person, you see what I'm saying? A gun is not good or bad. In good hands, it's a weapon of protection. In bad hands, it's what I'm saying, a weapon of destruction. You see what I'm saying? So they're all tools, right? So like what we are tools. We have thoughts, um we have the ability to make decisions on, well, our lives and people's lives that are around us. So we have way more power than we expect, and it shouldn't be up to some invisible creature that nobody has seen or heard from. Like your morality and all of that stuff, it's on you. No one can give it to you. And so this is where we're failing right now as people. We're not holding, especially Christians, accountable.
Right.
Christians have no accountability. You see, like everything they do can be dismissed because the devil made you do it, you know, or all I got to do is ask God for forgiveness and I'm forgiven. Like there's no accountability, no responsibility in Christianity. And that's a lot of religions, period. And that's a lot of basically just institutions in general. Whether it be fraternities or sororities or whatever groups and clubs that people be a part of, these groups and stuff absolve people of their shortcomings, their bullshit, like that they do. Like you gonna ask a devout Christian why he killed a man, and he'll be like, "Well, God told me to do it." Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but then you ask that same person about somebody else, and he'll tell you that the devil made them do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's some bullshit. It's all bullshit. So like until we can hold each other accountable, then like this, we all gonna stay here. In hell. In hell. We all gonna be here until that can be done. That's how we raise the consciousness as a group. We want to, live and let God. And we are the gods that we've been waiting for. Like you can. The reason why God can see everything and knows what you're doing and knows all this stuff is because it's me and you. We see that nigga over there pissing on the side of the car. We see that motherfucker over there hitting that woman. We see that chick right there stealing them tam. Like we see this shit and we say nothing. We let it go because we like shit. Well, God gonna handle that, or oh well, when they get caught, then da 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 da. Like or we mind our, we put everything under the guise of minding our business. People tell me that shit all the time. Anything in my goddamn eyesight in my vicinity, I'm in control of. If I'm not, then what the fuck? Yeah,
Right.
it's all my business. I live in this world. All of it. All of it's my business. Man, mind your business. This is my business. Now, either get your fucking ass on or I'm in the business. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I do. If I'm around, ain't shit gonna pop off around here like without me getting killed or involved in some way. Like, I'm not finna let things happen that don't have to happen. Like, just because we're supposed to be living in this world where we just let people, when we don't want to be named snitches and all this is crazy shit. Um, we live in one wild, wild world right now. And I'm not finna go down with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not embrace it, I should say. Like I guess I'm going down with the shit too. Going down with the ship too. But I don't have to embrace the nonsense that goes on with this thing. And that's what they got us doing. They want us to accept
Right.
accept this
Right.
bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But our hands behind our back, they want us to be submissive about the whole thing. And this is not happen. And so that's where you get people like me and my page where I just started this page in January, so it's gonna get. I'm like the Family Guy. I'm not leaving nobody out. I'm gonna get at everybody, and if they feel offended, it's because they put on so much defense. If you put on so much defense, then you it's because you playing offense, and you should feel offended. And so, like, I'm gonna everybody. I don't leave nobody out. If you ever checked out any of my Instagram pages, they keep on banning them or shutting them down. But I go after everybody: Pan Africans, Black Hebrew Israelite, and people always say, "Why do you go after black folks?" Because they're my motherfucking people.
Right.
Them is my people, and I want them to change. People say, "Well," because first they'll say, you know, um, black folks need to clean out their own house and all of this stuff. But then when you go after them, then it's like, oh, well, why ain't you talking about the white man that's doing this and doing that and
You
doing
know
that?
what they're
People want to
doing.
be left to do their bullshit. Yeah, and I'm not letting them. I'm like, you're not finna just get away with the bullshit either. Like, you a part of my community and shit. So before I go pointing out some shit that's going on in their neighborhood, I'm pointing out the shit that's going on here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going on right here. I can't go over there because as soon as I go over there telling them about their shit, they're gonna be like, well, what about them niggas over there? Oh yeah, well, yeah, hypocrite. Clean your own house out before you start telling people about the trash that's in their house. And so that's what I'm doing. For the most part, I'm not discriminative though. Like when white folks cut up, I'm gonna get on their ass too. And Chinese folks and all that. Yeah, TikTok, y'all too. I give a fuck. I don't really care. They've banned me, shadow banned me. I've been trying to monetize on several channels, and I know I'm good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I know this because my channels are. I had a YouTube channel before that channel that you got, and it blew up quick. I got like 6,000 followers in like 4 days.
Dang.
And then I go to that whole email, the entire email. I remember it was called first to fall at gmail.com. It's not mine no more. Not mine. Like, so the whole YouTube and everything that went along with it is all gone.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And so, like, I've had problems with YouTube over and over and over again. This one, that the YouTube I got now, they won't let that mug go past. I'm somewhere buried off into a hole in YouTube. I thought that they was gonna, let it go, try to get on the live, but they don't like me. They don't like me. I got off of that page and I tried to tap in with another one of my YouTube pages, but they know me because it was the same device. So I go to this tablet. And I tried to go again, and it still wouldn't let me. So I'm like, they just ain't letting me on. So right now, this is the avenue that's letting me move. Instagram, every time I get some traction, they put a halt to that. Facebook, I ain't never got no traction on that hoe. Never. Never. And then I started getting flooded. When I figured out my niche and started making my videos, they came at me. Like they flooded me with porn though. Like, I was like, what? I thought I had a gang of followers. Like, I'm thinking I got like all these followers that's coming. I'm like, man, I got all these friend requests. Nope. These are like porn chicks and shit trying to get me to buy porn. Like, what the fuck? And this is the crazy thing about it. There's free porn everywhere. But these chicks are trying to get me to like pay them for some porn. Like, what the hell? And so I was like, I ain't fucking with that. They done flooded my damn thing, and then they did something. They asked me for my ID. Facebook. That was my last
No.
interaction with them.
Yeah.
They said that somebody tried to hack my account, which I didn't see no notification for it, but they said somebody tried to do that, and so I would have to send my ID, and I would have to send 2 forms of ID to
Right.
prove that I was who I was, and I would have to start using my real name on Facebook. And I'm looking around Facebook, I'm like, don't nobody do that. I said, they got me fucked up. And so that was that was like in 2010 or some shit. Like, I was like, no, so crazy. I didn't even think Instagram and Facebook was connected. Turns out they are. Like, I found out they are connected, and I'm wondering why they let me get as much traction as I did on Instagram, because I blow up on Instagram pretty quick, except for they just know how to shadow ban me. I'll get to like 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers like that. But then once I get to, that's like my height. Like I'll get to like 2,500, something like that. They ain't let me go past that because they don't want me to monetize or if I get a post. I had a post that did some numbers. I think it did like 40,000, like 40,000 likes. 2 days later, I'm banned for 30 days from Instagram and shit. It was so long, I forgot how to get into that motherfucker. It's gone now.
TikTok will
So,
monetize you immediately. Like this, like you could be making money right now. We only got 2 people on, but
yeah, they said that I just needed 1,000 followers. People was telling me that, and so that's what I've been waiting on, something like this to figure out how to even do it.
oh
Like,
yeah, go live. You'll
like,
go live on your page, and then people will just start sending you gifts, and then you go to your settings, and then in your settings it'll show you how much money you've made, and then you move it to your card or to your PayPal.
oh, okay, that's a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah, because I've been growing on this TikTok pretty quickly, man, pretty quickly. At least as far as like, I don't know the rate, but like people have been telling me, dang, you got 5,000. Didn't you just start that? And so I'm like, well, damn, I didn't know. I thought that's how it went. Because my first day, one of my first videos is called Third Rock Bottom. Remember I was just telling you about how we live in hell.
Yep.
That's what it was about. That shit did numbers. I was like, wait a minute. I was over there like I was telling people I went viral.
Yes.
I'm old and don't know shit though. They was like, oh, that's 30,000. You ain't went viral. You ain't go viral. That ain't shit. I was like, oh. Well, all right.
Viral.
Well, compared to my Facebook days,
Right.
then hell, that's viral. And then my best one I did a post. It was about somebody. It was about Jay-Z and Beyonce. I named it something, but I don't remember what. Anyway, that motherfucker did 150,000 views. That's my best one. That's my no, I did a zombie one. I got a zombie one too, and they did like 120. So I got like I've been getting some views on this motherfucker. So like I figure like as long as I keep with my niche and I just keep on putting out my formula and shit, I'm gonna actually go viral. But now I don't know what viral means. I thought that I thought that 100,000 was first. I thought that 30,000 was viral. Then when I found that it wasn't, I was like, oh well. So then 100,000, but it's not that either. So I guess I just gotta get 1,000,000. So that's what I've been doing. I've been studying and working on a video. Like that's why I can't. Once I really do, I bet once I figure out how to do this whole live thing, I'll go viral then. But
Yes.
the old dogs and new tricks shit. I be needing people to show me because I'm dyslexic like that. So I need a visual.
Okay,
I need
I
people
can
to
show
like,
you how to do
okay,
it.
look, and then you just need to. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a bet. We need to go live. I'm gonna go live one day. Uh, shit. I'm gonna go live. I want to go live. I'm gonna wait till you know what? When I get 6,000 followers, I'm going live. I'm going live at 6,000. Yeah, that's when I'm gonna go live. I done tried it a few times, but I got a topic. You see, I've been reading this book right here. I don't know if you see this. Yeah, I've been reading this book right here, and this shit is awesome. This is where I've been getting a lot of my material from lately. This is actually the material in this book. I've been talking about it for years because I'm a sci-fi junkie, and I watch shows like Dollhouse and Kyle XY and Terminator and The Matrix, and this is where I get ideas that come. This dude, his name is Mikhail Keku, and that MK today when I was looking at this book, I was looking at MK, and then I was reading into a chapter, and this dude was one of the doctors at the MK Ultra. He was one of the doctors at the MK Ultra experiments, and his goddamn initials are MK. And he's been out here, the only doctor that was involved in this, writing book after book after, but he even got a new one coming out in May. He's MK of MK Ultra, if you ask me. And so I just posted that in a video, like probably like the other day or something, and I'm gonna start capitalizing more on that, because that's gonna get me viral. And if it don't, somebody gonna steal it. That's happened to me too. Damn, I lost my blood.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, somebody gonna sit down. People still, the bigger channels. I found out that the bigger um, social media channels, they steal your material,
That's right.
and
That's facts.
they'll help themselves. Is what, like, I make up words. I make up words. There's words that I make up. I consider myself a linguist. And so I make up a bunch of words and shit, like basically sounds and shit. And sometimes it's like they all come from like Latin or Greek and shit like that. But I just be making up words, right? And so I've made up a few words, and I've heard them from people who follow me. Like, from people who, not people who, people who follow me will send me videos of these people who are stealing my goddamn material. Some of this shit, I know it's me, because I'm not trying to brag and be like I'm just this unique person, but I know what I know about some shit. And so some of the stories that I tell are very personal in nature. Like, I know that ain't nobody, this shit ain't just known, because you ain't gonna find it in a book nowhere. See, my folks down from Mississippi, right? So we have what's called an oral history. Like, I'm good at history, but like, I ain't never believed none of the African American nonsense, because my people told me who we were when, growing up, right? So there's certain things that, like certain stories that I put out. Like, I told people about the story of how the stories of vampires and werewolves came to America. And it was really all about like how these folks were bloodthirsty. They were, you know what I'm saying, they were slaughtering like the animals and the cows. Like, when the full moon came out, this is where you get the when they came to America during the full moon, see, like their eyes were bad, so they couldn't see if it wasn't a full moon. And if they came out during the day, like, it was too hot, they wouldn't be able to, subdue you. So they waited till folks went to sleep. And so, like, during the full moon, after folks would get up after a long night or whatever, like, they would see slaughtered animals everywhere, and like maybe like a kidnapped child or something like that. And so they were just some bloodthirsty people. But and then I'm sure that they found people who ate some of these people and all that too. But like, there was that bloodthirsty, like, going around killing folks. And so they considered them animals. These men are like animals. Boom. And so then you get the whole Lycanthrope werewolf stories and shit like that. So I tell this story on Instagram like 5 years ago or something like that. And now there's a motherfucker, like, right now, he got like 7 million followers and shit. He's a big YouTuber and all this shit. He stole my goddamn story. I tell him about it, he blocked me. Yeah. The shit be happening like all the time. It's happened like, I know, 3 times. I know it's happened like 3 times. Like, one of them ain't really like, they ain't super big, so I ain't really worried about them. Like, I could catch that person. Like, they get all their material from me. And there's the person who just stole my whole likeness. And there's page out there that's me, but it's not me. It's not my page. I have no access to it.
Wow. No, I'm not a content star. I'd rather just talk to you and get your followers up and mine too at the same time, and us learn knowledge together. Yeah, I'm not no stealer. I really like I watched your videos and I was like, yo, that is so wild. Like, to find somebody who's talking about stuff I'm talking about, but then who might know a little different things than I know, so I just thought that was so cool. And then not only that, but like you say things simplistically, and that's another thing that I like, because I too do that, right? But also it helps people to understand, And then I like the fact that you talk about melanated people and how we need to know this, and that, and the third. Because if we gotta unite the melanated people before we try to go for the world. Hello. Yeah. I do feel you on that.
They say my auntie was like, she was really mad at me the other day. She was saying that she was saying something about like God is gonna punish me and I'm gonna be in hell forever and all that. But but I was telling her, I said, I don't know why you don't know that, we're all headed in that same direction, and there's no one to save us. And that it got to the point to where I was telling her that, this person is our enemy. They separated us in the first place. Think about this right now. This same God got you at odds with your motherfucking nephew right now. Your blood. I'm your blood, but some motherfucker you ain't never met before in your whole life got you at odds with me. Think about that right now. You saying that I'm a heathen and I'm going to hell for the sheer fact that I don't believe the same thing you do. It's the biggest divider of them all. You see what I'm saying? Like, you think it's the devil that's dividing us. It's not. It's him. It's God. It's crazy how you don't see this person either. Like, and then he gives you a person that you can blame everything on. That you can't see that person either. Like, it's a very, very it's I told her, and this, she got pissed off. She got really pissed off at that. But I was like, you stopped believing in Santa Claus. You told me you stopped believing in Santa Claus when you was 7, but you still believe in God, and that's the same motherfucking that. Like, it's basically the same story. It's like it's two motherfuckers you don't get to see, and they give you gifts or they punish you based on your behavior. Same person. One of them sits at the North Pole, meaning the high place on the planet or whatever, and the other one sits on a throne in heaven, a high place. Come on, man.
Right.
Symbolism, if people study symbolism, they said this shit in the Da Vinci Code, but if you study symbolism, the world will get away with nothing. They hide everything behind symbols. Everything. If you can break down the symbolism of the world, you'll figure out so much shit. Like Kanye, for instance, he's what you would call a trickster god. I think I called him, I said that he was Jesus at one point, but that's just because he said this shit. I was really just trying to rile people up, right?
A lot of people think that Michael Jackson was Jesus.
Really?
Yep.
No, I never knew that.
Yep.
Damn. I'm going to do a video on that probably.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
But that makes a lot of sense.
Don't it?
That does make sense.
Yep.
Oh wow, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Mhm.
Cause I can work that. I mean, I bet I could sell that.
Mhm.
I bet if I made a video on that, motherfucker would be like, "You sure right." I did a video on Chris Tucker, and I just mentioned Michael Jackson, and motherfuckers was like, "Don't ever mention Michael Jackson again." And I'm like, "Damn,
Yeah, I used to think they were one and the
that dude got
same,
a lot of
but yeah,
power."
like yeah, I used to think that they were clones, but or brothers. But yeah, I don't know, like. But yeah, a lot of people are thinking that he's Jesus right now, because of the "this is it" thing, because of the skin change, because of his music and his symbology and all of that.
I like that. I like that idea. I gotta see one of these videos.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson is G. Well, it's not far from, if you look into the Raelian text, Michael Jackson was a Raelian. He was in cahoots with Clonaid. Clonaid says that they created the clone of Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha. That's on their Wikipedia page.
That's crazy.
No, not Clonaid. I'm sorry. They didn't say that. Rael from the Raelian movement. That's a UFO. It's a UFO religion. It will be the one world religion though in a few years. It will be. But Rael is the newest prophet and the 40th and last prophet that the Elohim have sent to earth. So he in his book, I read this book too. It's called Intelligent Design. And in that book, he says that the Elohim's leader, whose name is Yahweh, Yahweh told him that he would be the 40th and final prophet. And he also told him that Jesus and the Buddha and the prophet Muhammad and Joseph and Isaiah and all of these prophets from the Bible, they all were clones that they created. And that was the reason why that people were able to see Jesus 3 days later, because he was actually a clone. Well, he said some dope ass shit in this book. Oh, he said some dope shit in this book. Let me tell you. He said he said that the Tower of Babel was a spaceship. It was a rocket. He said that oh, this is dope. He said that Noah's Ark was a spaceship.
Oh yeah, I
Like
heard that.
a spaceship supposed to hover above, and not only a spaceship, but a seed bank.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how he was able to get all the animals 2 by 2, because all he needed was a sample of their blood. So there were just a bunch of samples, not a bunch of animals. He says, what else he said? He said some dope ass shit in there. I was like, yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. He says that there are atheist religions, so they don't. He said that they've been mistaken for gods throughout creation. He said that they are the creators of this world and humans, but they didn't create. What did he say? They didn't create. They said they're the creator. Oh, but they're not gods. They're not gods, but they did create humans and this world. They terraformed it. So they're little bitty aliens. He said they're little bitty aliens, right? Who came to this planet to run tests and get um and get materials for their world. So then when they got here, they started having sex with all the, because there was no people here. This is his claim. There was no people here. There was all animals and shit. So they started fucking the animals and doing gene splicing and shit on the animals and trying to create the perfect being. And so it was him and like 20 other scientists. And so it was scientists spread out throughout the world. And they would have like an Olympic type event with all of their creations. So these people would make these clones and this scientist would make these kind of clones. So like let's say they got black clones over here and they were good at athletics. And then you got the Jewish clones that were over here and they were good at science and all of this stuff and all of that. And so like you got different people that were good at different things and they would all come together. And this is how the Olympics was born. They
That's
I
crazy.
couldn't make shit up this good. But they would all come together and they would have like this contest to see who was the best. And so they were all like, joyous and whatnot. And so the Elohim, Yahweh, and the scientists wanted to go, they went back to their world to tell their people how much progress they made with us as the people of this world. And they got scared. They was like, well, damn, they making that much progress. Shit, they that smart? They that good? Oh my God, they can build, they can do this, they can do that. That's some shit. Oh man, we gotta stop them before they try to motherfucking kill us. Now, mind you, the Elohim, the people from the sky, that's Elohim is Hebrew for
Hmm.
people from the sky. And they're little bitty fuckers. So he's like a little 4 foot tall, little grown ass man with a big ass beard and shit. That's how Rael described him, as like like a 3 foot 10 inch man with a full beard and like looks like an old man, but also like a little boy at the same time. So they're little bitty little creatures, and they're scared that we would come to their planet and kill the shit out of them or something. So they they decided that they needed to destroy the whole lab. This plane of existence, our world being that lab.
Mm.
So they came and they bombed us. Like they big banged us, like, cataclysm like type shit, the shit that wiped out the dinosaurs type shit. While that was happening, you had subterraneans. So there was some motherfuckers, some of these scientists and their creatures, or their creations fled and went beneath the earth. And then Noah and a couple of, like, there was a few other ones, other groups that went to the sky, while the other planet that they was from, the army from the other planet they were from came there and bombed the shit out of us. So the people on the surface died, like World War, like literally. And there was Noah and them up in the sky, and there was the subterranean people, and everybody was waiting, just like on the 100, for shit to calm down and go away. Then they came down and they started working gene splicing. While they was up in the sky, though, they were creating people too. So when they came down, they started gene splicing and all of that. They started creating food. This is why they say carrots, they're not real. They're GMO. They're hybrids and shit. They created carrots.
Hmm.
They tell you that vanilla was black and they put food coloring in it, and They'll tell you about broccoli. It's not even a real vegetable. It's created in a lab. And cats and all that. Like cats, I just learned cats are that's a genetic hybrid. Like house cats, I mean. A house cat is a genetic hybrid of a big cat and a snake. And this is why house cats hiss like snakes. You notice that cats, like big cats in the jungle, they roar. Roar. But cats, house cats, hiss at you when they go to fighting and shit. Like when they go to scratching at you or anything, because they're a genetic splice between a big cat and a snake.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's deep. And that's all of them. Now, I noticed because I got this I also got this post a couple of years ago where they was talking about in Brazil they got a cat that have snake. Like it ain't got fur on it. And it's black and yellow, but it ain't got fur on it. It's skin on this cat. And he looked like a black and yellow snake, but it's a cat. Well, the person that put that video out, they were saying, well, it's not just that cat, it's all house cats are like that. And that's how I learned it, yeah.
That's crazy. Woo!
But yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I am
And that's
about
all
to have to
like
make
you
dinner.
know. Oh yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. Shit,
No,
I'm at
but
work,
this
so
is
you know I ain't got nowhere to go.
no, this has been like the highlight of my week. This is very cool.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate.
Well, yeah,
your
shoot,
time.
I appreciate the time. Shoot, I'm mad. I'm sorry it took me so long to get on this thing, but yeah, now I gotta figure out how I can make videos with this thing or something. Like, is there a way to like
How does
record it and upload it or some shit?
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. So this one is so you go to your settings. When you go to your settings, and I'm gonna tag you to it though, but you go to your settings and then you can go to like once you get out of this, then you'll go to like the settings and then you'll be able to go to like your creator page and then it'll have lives, and then whenever you click your lives, then you'll be able to see, like you'll be able to see where you went live, and then from there you can download it or upload it to wherever you want to, and then you have the information. You can even rewatch it.
Bet. Yeah, I'm gonna make videos. I gotta put music and all that stuff on. I'm gonna make some videos with. I think I dropped a couple jewels up on here. I'm thinking I'm gonna do something with that.
Okay.
But all right, yeah, I'm gonna let you get back to life. Sure, I gotta, I still ain't got nothing to do, so
Well, hey,
I guess I'm gonna sit here and probably post something.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right, yeah, it was
it
nice talking to you.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You have a good one.
You too.